Okay, so we're going to be talking about something that happened. It happened about maybe 3 weeks ago. I went to a yeshiva for COVID testing, and basically, I ended up not getting the COVID testing done. I'm not going to get into the whole story. Basically, I had a bad experience there, and I wrote a bad review about it. And one of the volunteers there, trying to discredit my review, she convert shamed me. So she said something very mean about me to try to discredit my story. She wasn't there when I was there, but she's trying to discredit my story to try to make the testing site look better. So this is what she said about me to try to discredit my word. She was trying to say my word is not worth anything.
Unfortunately, yes, someone who is a ger gyoris, officially are Jewish and should be treated like a Jew, there's still something called a Jewish cop. And that you have to be born with. I know it's not something people should say, but I've seen it time and time again when someone has a Jewish head or they don't.
Now, that word she used was a Yiddish word. It means Jewish head. Basically, she's saying that I don't really have a Jewish mind. Now, first of all, just a little background on me. I'm a patrilineal Jew. So I'm not just a random person who walked into the Jewish community one day and said, oh, I want to be Jewish. I was actually raised in a Jewish family. I'm ethnically Jewish. I've been Jewish, not halakhically Jewish, my entire life. So I have a very extensive Jewish background. Not saying that converts who aren't patrilineal Jews don't have a Jewish head, but I definitely have a Jewish head because I've been Jewish my entire life. But if you've converted and you've been Jewish at least like a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, you've definitely learned enough about Judaism where you have a Jewish head. You know how to think like a Jew. You've learned how to do that. But patrilineal Jews already have that to some extent before they convert, or they have it completely, depending on how much Jewish influence they've already had. Depending on how Jewy their life has already been. So for her to make this judgment call, like, oh, she's a convert, she doesn't have a Jewish head, is first of all convert shaming, and second of all, is speaking from a place of Jewish privilege, born Jewish privilege. It's like I'm better than you because my mother's Jewish, and you're a convert. First of all, it's of no fault of your own that your mother's Jewish and my mother's not Jewish. It's not my fault that my mother's not Jewish. Just because your mother's Jewish doesn't make you better than me. Doesn't make you better than anybody else. Okay? You're not better than anybody else just because your mother's Jewish. I'm not worse than you just because I'm a convert and my mother's not Jewish. Get that out of your freaking head. You're not holier than thou, lady. I'm so tired of being convert shamed, okay? You're not better than I am. I'm sorry. Actually, you're worse than I am because you're a cyberbully and you're a jackass for convert shaming people. And really, you're even worse because you are a volunteer at a COVID testing site and you're shaming the patients that came in to get tested. Like, how bad is that? That's really, really awful. We're in the middle of a pandemic. People are coming to get tested for COVID. They don't expect to be convert shamed and to be accused of lying about their experiences. That is just awful. Awful, awful, awful. So this woman needs to just stop. I know these voice notes are 3 weeks old, but the thing is that I still remember this, and she's still trashing me on Twitter. Even though I brought it up to her, sure, I started it, but she's still trashing me, and who knows where else she talks about me. So you know what? All I have to say is that, you know what? Born Jews aren't better than converts. Born Jews aren't better than non-Jews. Jews aren't better than non-Jews. As a convert, I'm not better than a non-Jew. We're all human beings, and you know what? Who your mother is doesn't make you better than anybody else. Okay? All right? At the end of the day, we're all just trying to do the best that we can, and we're all human beings, and what makes you better is having better character and being a better person and doing good things and being good to other people and not shaming someone because they don't have a Jewish mother. That is just low, and that's just not right. And she doesn't even know me, and she's trying to tell me what kind of head I have and how I think. Like, what? Like, you don't know nothing about me. You just maybe know something you read online. Like, what kind of person are you? Like, talk about being judgy. Talk about being self-righteous. I don't like this person. This person just rubs me the wrong way. She just, a lot of people say she's like a cyberbully. I'm just totally feeling that.